What's going on? My name is FreeRunnerX10 and welcome to a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. So we've got an article on the Star Wars Battlefront 2 website that's posted a couple of days ago, but I thought I'd go over it because it answers a few common questions that are being asked about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Right now we don't know too much about the game. We have a few bits of information and we have a cinematic trailer, a single player reveal cinematic trailer. If you haven't seen that trailer, then it's linked in the description below, so go ahead and check it out because it has some interesting footage, bearing in mind that it's all cinematics and maybe there's some gameplay in there, but it's not actual gameplay, it's cinematic shots of gameplay. So bear that in mind. So like I said, we haven't got too much information about Star Wars Battlefront 2, but up until about June time, we're probably going to get drip fed a bit more information. It's going to be very minuscule, but we're going to have a bit more information. But in June, EA are hosting an event called EA Play. Now this event is actually quite huge, and basically we're going to get a ton of information about Star Wars Battlefront 2 and other games that EA have been basically developing and are ready to publish within the next 2 to 3 years. EA Play is an event for players, content creators, media industry partners and more. It's basically an event where obviously they show off games that they're going to release in the future. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is going to be there, so you can either pay to go to this event and actually get a hands-on experience with Star Wars Battlefront 2 if they're offering demos at that place, which I'm pretty sure they would have a demo there that you could play if you paid to go to that event. And also they're going to be live streaming it on Twitch. But anyway, on the Star Wars Battlefront 2 website, the article is titled 4 Things You Wanted to Know After the Star Wars Battlefront 2 Trailer. Now if you'd like to read this article in its entirety, there will also be a link in the description below, so go ahead and check the article out if you want to read everything that I say in this video in a bit more detail, because I'm just going to skim over a few things and just talk about a few things that may be off topic to what's in the article but sort of links in. So if you want to read the article in its entirety, link is in the description below. So the first question asks, am I playing as the Empire in the single player? And the short answer is yes, you are. You're playing as the Empire. You are playing as a female lead character called Iden Versio. She is a commander of a special forces squad known as Inferno Squad, and yeah, they're trained in ground combat, vehicle combat, so that means we can go to pretty much anywhere in the Star Wars universe that has been obviously foretold already. Now, as it stands right now, the game takes place at the end of The Return of the Jedi, when the Battle of Endor is lost and the second Death Star is blown up. So you see the fall of the Empire and the rise of the First Order. Now in this article, for the first question, there's a second paragraph which talks about heroes. It says that, but there's more to the story. You'll also be meeting some of Star Wars' greatest heroes in the single player campaign. You'll take control of these heroes as their paths cross with Inferno Squad. Now in the cinematic reveal trailer for the single player, you actually see Luke Skywalker. He's facing off towards the camera, and then behind him you see a member of Inferno Squad. Maybe it's Iden Versio confronting Luke Skywalker. Maybe it's just someone in Inferno Squad. But it seems like you're going to be able to take control of a hero at a certain point, and I presume a villain like Kylo Ren, and basically go on a sort of different story arc and see what's going on around that time when we don't really know too much about what happens between the Force Awakens and the Return of the Jedi, the end, that 2-era gap where we don't really have too much information. We do have a bit of canon. The second question asks, I keep hearing Star Wars Battlefront 2 will be bigger. How much bigger? And they say in addition to the completely new story campaign, Star Wars Battlefront 2's multiplayer has more of just about everything: more heroes, more vehicles, more eras, more battlegrounds, more customization, and more progression options are just the beginning. There's enough of the rich and wonderful Star Wars galaxy to keep you deeply immersed for a long time, which hopefully is going to be very good. I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot of content in the base game, because if you have to buy a game and then buy the DLC for that game to feel complete, then that game is not worth buying at a £50 retail price for a brand new AAA title. That's what happened with Star Wars Battlefront, the 2015 reboot. The game had literally no content, the progression was horrible, and you had to wait for the DLC to be released in order for the game to feel like it had some substance and some replayability, because it felt like everything that you were doing in the game when it first came out was just pointless, because once you'd done that, there was nothing else to do. So yeah, I hope there's going to be a lot of stuff in this. Obviously, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is going to be covering all eras, so that's from the prequels to the original trilogy to the new trilogy. So hopefully there's going to be a lot of content in the base game, and then if they do DLC and expansion packs, and those expansion packs are going to be worthwhile and they're going to enhance my gameplay experience and give me more content that I have somehow managed to get through with the base game. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping. The third question asks, what is it like to play as a trooper in Star Wars Battlefront 2? For me, this is a really interesting question because Star Wars Battlefront 2 is reported to be a class-based system, and in this article it actually confirms that. They say that there is a class-based system. There's lots of customization, so obviously each class is going to do a specific thing. They're going to have a specific role, certain abilities which you can use. They've got rid of the star card system from the 2015 Star Wars Battlefront reboot, so it's going to be interesting to see some more information about this, and they go on later in the paragraph to talk about that you will see more stuff about actual playing as a trooper at EA Play. So they're probably going to show off some multiplayer gameplay at EA Play, which is hopefully going to be really enlightening. And last but not least, we have the fourth and final question. All 3 errors, how does that work? Well, the multiplayer element of Star Wars Battlefront 2 includes planets, locations, heroes, vehicles, and weapons from the Star Wars prequels, the original trilogy, and the new era. Troopers will match the aesthetics of their respective time period, with battle droids in feed, snow troopers on half etc. For those of you who want to live out the dream battles between Star Wars' most iconic characters, some modes will support era crossover play for heroes, allowing you to set matchups between familiar faces from different time periods. So, for example, if you wanted Kylo Ren to battle Yoda. That's pretty much it for the article. Some interesting questions with some detailed answers, but the main point that is reinforced throughout this article is wait for EA Play, the event which is going on in June, because that's when you're going to get a ton of new information and possibly gameplay for Star Wars Battlefront 2. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did in fact enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like. Unfortunately, if you didn't enjoy this video, there's always a dislike button. If you'd like to see more content by me or more content like this, then hit that subscribe button. Also, let me know down in the comment section below how you feel about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Are you excited? What are your thoughts on this new information? Are you excited to see some new information from EA Play in June? And how can I improve my content? Let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, I will see you in my next video.